I claim the Salt Throne.
Vela Morghulis, everybody. It's Don Willie, and I'm back for the first time in a long time on my own channel. I know you probably see me here and there on other people's channels. If this is your first time finding me, welcome. If this is first time seeing me a while, welcome back. Hope you guys like the new intro. uh, yeah, so look, I'm just doing a little bit of a catch up. It's been a long time since I've done anything, and I'm pretty sure people probably have questions as to like where the hell I've been, what's been going on with me. But first off, I want to give a shout out to everyone who's currently in the chat right now. So we got the Cakes to Rides. Rod, damn it. That's a good one right there. DJ, what's going on? Long time supporter. We got Scott McCloy. Renee M of House Stark. Stay York. Sunflower Beth. Sam R09. Daryl Hall. Auntie Monaro, what's going on? We got Barrio Raider. And yeah, that's it for right now. Alright, cool. So, yeah, man, it's good to be back after a very long hiatus. I have some people that I definitely need to thank for me deciding to make this return. First off, got to give a shout out to Tony Teflon and Gray Area. I was on their stream last week. There were some things that needed to be aired out that they allowed me to come on their platform and take the time to get that done. My boy JD, the Dragon, that's my brother right there. He's been keeping me in the loop with a lot of things that have been going on. Don the Kraken Wit, the rest of the Hype Swatch family, LT, James Michelle, Sweet YFT, Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat. Also, can't forget about my man Kev from Bridge 4, who's also, been keeping me in the loop with things. And AK-47, where you at? I'm surprised she's not in the stream right now. Cardinal Doomsday, what's going on, man? Cardinal Doomsday all the way from the future. I want to give a shout out to him. Where? Hold on, where is it? Yeah. So, for those of you who may not know, and I gotta try to see what I can do so this stays on. Hold on, what is it saying? It's saying YouTube error. No, what are you talking about? Nah, man, YouTube is tripping right now. Anyway, oh, living with my Rhapsody, what's going on with you? And Phantom Decent, damn, we got a few heavy hitters in here right now, man. So basically, there was some behind the scenes things that happened, some YouTube drama, if you will. Where unfortunately the reputation of myself and my group was kind of ruined with other YouTubers. For alleged offenses that had not actually occurred on our end. But I was able to squash that a couple of days ago, and although things things have already happened that cannot be undone. It is what it is, and there's a saying that I've been using as of late. I forgot exactly where I got the saying. I should have looked it up before I came on here, but it's basically what's past is prologue, and I had the addendum on there. Um, let the real story begin now. So yeah, I last left off doing Fire and Blood, Reign of Aegon the First. So next time when I pick that up again, it's gonna be back on Fire and Blood, Reign of Aenys the First. Probably like the weakest king of all time. And pardon me. Shout out to all the folks on Twitter gang, hollering at me out there. Well, in case you don't know who I am, that's who I am right there. And make sure to hit me up on Twitter. Spread the salt because I am the Salt King, sitting on the Salt Throne. But yeah, man. So I know there's probably a few people who are wondering because there was a whole issue with the name Azor Ahai, right? Um, and I guess people are wondering whether I'm gonna go to using that name. You might see it pop up on screen, but I don't think I'm gonna rebrand my channel as that. Um, I'm gonna keep it a Don of Ice and Fire, and if anything, I might change it to something else, but not Azor Hype. I think that that's something that'll pop up every once in a while, but it's not going to be a main thing. You know. We got anybody else doing here? Oh, Bravosi podcast. What's going on? We got Santiva Major. You know, let's see here. Well, somebody talking crazy, You know, if somebody talking crazy, I have nah. You know what? Like I know people might be eager to mod. Bernie, yeah, what's going on? John Taylor, what's going on? Uh, People might be eager to mod, but nah, man. You know what? Listen, let the chips fall where they may. Anybody come talking crazy? Anybody coming here talking crazy? I will deal with them myself. You know, I will deal with them myself if they talk crazy to me. Because if you don't know,
it was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That's what they're going to feel. Yeah, man. But can you guys, let me know if you guys can actually hear the sound effects. Because I don't, I don't want to sit up here playing the damn sound effects. And you guys sitting up there like, nope, I hear nothing. So just let me know if you hear that. Anyway, in the meantime, yeah, man, I've been trying to figure out how to come back and what to come back with. Um, like I said, the live streams were kind of a semi popular thing. Uh, nothing as huge as some of my other scripted, edited videos, which I like doing, but those shit, depending on what the video is, that shit can take like a week to do. Okay, everybody's saying they can hear the sound effects. Very good, very good. Because I plan on keep on playing them. You know. So listen, you know what? How about this? If you guys see anybody in the chat that needs to go, let me know and just type in
Execute Order 66.
And then I'll look to see who needs to go. But nah, you know what? I'm feeling generous today. Let's give out some wrenches. All right, so Monaro, of course. Sam, of course. Cardinal, of course. Rod, since you were so kind to ask, of course. Bernie L, of course. Fandom. BBM, where the hell you been at, man? Hold on. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, we should be straight on mods right now. All right. Um. Yeah, man. So like I said, you guys for the most part know about the you guys already know about like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So look, people have been on Facebook and on Twitter all day, just kind of like waiting for me to drop the hammer. I was very animated last week in Tony's stream, mainly because I was trying to get my point across. But I had a conversation with the particular individual who kind of perpetuated this whole thing. We straightened things out. We didn't 100% agree on everything, but what we did agree to is that look, you go your way, I go mine. As long as you don't say anything crazy about me, I won't say anything crazy about you. And we leave it where it is from there. It's bygones be bygones. What's past is prologue. Let's keep things moving forward from now on. Jay Cruz is popping, man. Long time no see. One of my guys right there. Oh, we got a question. It's like I really like from Scott McCloy. Donna Rice is Fire. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on. Hold on, what is this? Vorian Dane and Dark Star parallels. Um, Vorian Dane. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure if I know who Vorian Dane is. I'm not sure I recognize that name. Uh, yeah. I mean, did you mean somebody else, or did you type in the name wrong? Because yeah, I honestly don't recognize that name. I mean, look, it's been a while. Um, I'm not gonna even I'm not even gonna front like it hasn't been a while. Since I've like really kept up with some of the stuff. So, um, oh, LT and AK-47's in the house. Finally, I damn near feel complete now. All right. Uh, so yeah. School me on who sort of the evening. Vorian Dane. All right. You know what? I'm gonna have to look at Vorian Dane now because I don't remember seeing that name. Real quick while I'm doing that, let's see what Rod has to say. Rod Demmer says, Don Willie, I personally think you took the high road. You could have really went in on them fools. Props to you for being a bigger man, because that shit ain't easy. Um, and you're right, it's not easy. It hasn't been, but I think in order to move forward, um, hold on. Yeah, I think in order to move forward, um, I had to kind of be the bigger man. And I'm listen. Don't get me wrong. don't get me wrong. I wasn't always so keen on being the bigger man. All right, so you know, yeah, I wasn't always so keen on being the bigger man. All right, so first off, so we gotta go to Dorn. We go to characters. Dorn. House Ten. Warrior Dane. That's not the hell. Sorry, I'm just looking up Warrior Dane real quick. Uh, uh, Marsh Martel. Oh, okay. See, that's why. All right. So you know what? I'm gonna have to get back into the world of Ice and Fire. Honestly speaking, it's been a while since I read World of Ice and Fire. So that's why I'm like, Vorian Dane. Who the hell is a Vorian Dane? But yeah, you know what? Do me a favor. Hit me up on Twitter. And in case you need that again, where the hell are you? There I am. Follow me on Twitter. Hit me up. Send me a message about that one because I'll wind up forgetting. You know, uh, so this way I can actually look up Vorian Dane and try to do something with that. But it's a dope question, and I mean, because I know a lot about Darkstar. I have my theories on him as to why I think he happens to be so dangerous. I think there are some secrets that he happens to have that um, that will be earth shattering once they are revealed. But then again, I don't know. I overthink things sometimes too, so who knows? Mm-mm. Wait, what happened? Oh man, it's coming in choppy. Um, all right. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Sorry. You know what's funny? I upgraded my internet. It's supposed to be the fastest internet and all that. According to my service provider, and yet I'm still having issues with Chop. So that's no good. Gonna have to do something about that, man. I'm gonna have to call them and find out what the deal is. Plexi Bertrand, what's going on? Long time no see, at least in my chat anyway. You know, um, yeah. What else? Buffering for sure. God damn. Okay, so it was buffering, now it's straight. All right. I don't know because I'm looking at. Okay, yeah, my bit rate keeps on like shifting. It's either really good or just like, all right, bro. Nah, it's either like it's green and then the next thing you know, it's just fucking red. And no, it's not Spectrum, Bunny. It's actually Optimum Altice, whatever the hell they want to call it now. Oh, wait, my logo went away. Where'd you go? Why did you do that? Oh, there we go. Um, mm-mm-mm. Okay, so does anybody happen to have any questions for me that I can answer? You know, I'm you guys know I'm always up for answering questions about anything. It doesn't have to be Song of Ice and Fire related. If you want to ask me questions about life, uh, you know, uh, love, madness, war, whatever. Let's do it. How many people we got in here anyway? $31 likes. You know what's funny? Like, it's been so long since I've done any kind of streaming that now, like, this whole thing looks way different. And I'm sitting up here like, shit, I have no idea how to get to like the regular chat anymore. Oh my god. All right, let's see here. All right, so first up we got Renee M of Half Stark. What have you been up to since you last streamed? So, for one, I changed jobs. I was working for the fire department of New York City, FDNY, New York's bravest. I now work for New York City Housing Authority, kind of almost in the same capacity, doing fire safety, trying to keep residents of New York City safe and sound. I got a new car. I learned how to drive stick shift. Um, uh, I still haven't opened my Xbox that I bought 5 years ago. um, and yeah, other than that, man, just been chilling, man. Trying to get the rest of the watch back together. Hopefully soon. Hopefully. Next up from Sam R9, how do you feel about House of the Dragon show? Um, so House of the Dragon. I'm hoping that they have taken the lessons that they should have learned from the last few seasons of Game of Thrones and the complaints that people have had, and said, okay, look, you know, we have to give the people what they want in terms of entertainment value, but still keep things consistent with the story. You can't just, skip over a bunch of shit and think that you're just gonna do whatever and people are gonna like it because it's Game of Thrones related. So I'm hoping that they just put great effort into making it what it should be, and you know, I hope they make it kind of an anthology series as well. So this way it's not. I mean, because you got to think about it. If they get to Jaehaerys, the Old King, like if you guys read Fire and Blood, his section, like his just Jaehaerys' first reign could be you know a show in and of itself. So I think they need to make it an anthology series where you focus on specific times in a different king's reign. So this way you can still pad out years, like you can do 2 or 3 years of a different king, so you can get the Aegon's conquest, and then a few years after he's won, and then you can jump to Aenys for a couple of years, or Aenys and Maegor kind of is one thing, and then jump to uh, Aegon the Second, Dance of the Dragons, all that other kind of stuff. There's a lot you could do, but I think it's probably best if they do an anthology series. LT Sir LT Giles asked, uh, when do you think? Yeah, when do I honestly think Winds of Winter will come out? That's a good question. Phantom B Saint asked, how are you wearing a Kylo Ren shirt when you're not even a fan of the sequel trilogy? Uh, I mean, like literally, he was probably the only good part of the sequel trilogy, Anakin 2.0. Shout out to Big E. Monaro Geek TV, would you be up for doing a New York meetup? Yes, I would. Yes, most definitely. Bernie L asked, do you have any theories of what the high towers have been up to? Besides, fucking around and making the story fucking drag on? No, not a clue. I have no idea what the damn high towers are up to, though. Besides wasting fucking time. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so Cardinal Doomsday asked, when am I, Acting Taco, and Mark from Enchantment Tournament gonna do time travel thing? Are you talking about the Star Trek one or Game of Thrones one? Because you talking about the Star Trek one, we're still working on it. I got a bunch of episodes I got to review to see like which ones are the best time travel episodes. But I think we're supposed to be trying to do that either in like late June or early July. So we're working on that. Let's see here. Plexi Bertrand asked, if you could spend a day living in literally any fandom, which would you experience? Honestly speaking, man, I, you know what? I would probably want to spend time in the MCU and Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, to me, I think the heroes might be a little idealized. I mean, they're still a little dark, but yeah, man. I just personally, yeah, if I could spend time in anything, the MCU. Even though, like, I love Star Wars, but I mean, like, the last, I don't know. Yeah, unless maybe I can hang out with the Mandalorian or Ahsoka. If I can hang out with either Ahsoka Tano or Jin Darn for the Mandalorian, then send me to the Star Wars universe. But other than that, the MCU. Let's see here. I saw one from Big E. Xbox. Wow, Xbox Series One or PS5. Look, I've literally never had a PlayStation. I've only ever had Xboxes. I know I'm a loser with the fucking Xbox. Whatever I do, you know what? I'm left-handed, and the PlayStation controller for me just there's something wrong with my thumbs. They don't work right. Right? Curse of being left-handed. At least for me. I don't know. They say left-handed people are supposed to be smarter, and yet my dumb ass is still here and can't figure out how to work a PlayStation controller correctly. So, Phil H says, "Wait, did you just change your name back?" No, no, no. No, it's still Adana Vice Fire. I never changed it. Um, it's still the same thing. All right. Let's see here. Renee M of House Stark asked, "Did you watch Ragnarok, Watchmen, and Umbrella Academy? If so, what you think?" So the only thing I didn't see was Umbrella Academy. Loved Ragnarok. Absolutely love Thor Ragnarok. Watchmen, I love Watchmen. It's funny. There's a lot of there was a lot of people who outed themselves as fucking racist over Watchmen. There were a lot of people who, you know, like when HBO Watchmen came out, that I used to watch on YouTube, and like they truly outed themselves as being fucking racist. So I'm glad that the Watchmen came out, um, because now I know not to subscribe to those assholes anymore. So cool. But I liked it. I thought the end was a little generic for me. Um, but up until the end, I was like, oh wow, this is. I thought it was for a continuation of the books rather than the movie. I thought it was a great continuation. Didn't step on anything that had been done before. It built on it, in fact, and asked even more existential questions. But I liked it a lot. So cool. Let's see. Alicia Kingston asks, "Can we expect to see more character battle videos now that you're back?" Yeah, I gotta try to get back on that. You know, I love doing epic battles of Ice and Fire, so I'm going to resume that as soon as I can, and I need guests. So, AK, I'm gonna need you since you're the one who brought it up. Guest star, all right? All right. Let's see here. I see a lot of people talking about the Expanse. I actually love the Expanse. My boy Mark from Enchantment of Eternity put me onto that one, and I've been on that one ever since. Shout out to James Holden. You know, uh, shout out to whoever has him on his routine. Season 3, the end, like you know, like they got him there. He's in buff, but dude's like workout routine, yo. I need his workout routine. Seriously, man had cuts upon cuts upon cuts. I'm like, I need that workout routine. All right, let's see here. Oh, sorry, Phil H said was talking to CC, aka Miss Duncan Talk. Sorry about that. Uh, Oh, wasn't asking about Thor Ragnarok. I was asking about Ragnarok on Netflix. I have not seen that one. I didn't even know that there was a thing called Ragnarok on Netflix. Honestly speaking. Okay. All right. Let's see. Sam R. Well, whoa. What is it saying? Okay, it said no data for a second. It kind of. I'm sorry. I might be looking at the screen thing. It said no data for a second. I'm like, wait, what the hell just happened? Um. So Sam R9 says, I know you know Expanse and Monaro GTV is doing series review. Can we possibly get a Don Monaro Expanse chat? Yeah, I mean, listen, if Monaro is down for it, I'm down too. Like I said, I love the Expanse. Why does it keep on? Okay, I am. All right, it's talking about my damn stream health. This has really got me going right now. I'm not digging this. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get to. Shout out to JD. My brother from another mother right there, man. Never disrespect the dragon. Shout out to Danny McKay in the building. Oh, the boy wonder all the way from the Great White North. What's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Shout out to the Yankees, man. We still ain't loving the Toronto Blue Jays over here, man. You heard me. Chrissy Oldstones. Let's see here. Sorry, man. I'm trying to catch up. Shout out to Jeff Thomas. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's see here. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Yo, yeah, man. Listen, Stay York. Yeah, I really wish we could get another season of Orville already too. Orville is absolutely one of my favorite shows in the past few years. Um, oh my man, White Guilt, and he's not talking about the white guilt you think about. Man. Look on the screen, you'll see the name, but you should have seen the name pass by. All right, all right, cool. So all right. Well, I'm finally caught up now. It took me a minute, but I'm finally caught up. All right. So, yeah, you know what? I want to get back into doing some more theory videos. Uh, I want to get back into doing some more theory videos. Definitely, I'm gonna have to reread Fire and Blood so I can try to get on some more theories. Oh, all right. Sunflower, have a good night. All right. Let's see here. Scott McCloy asked, "Who was your favorite Fire and Blood character?" Um, Favorite Fire and Blood character. You know what? Oris Baratheon is up there. You know, Oris Baratheon, because, he got his hand chopped off. The man still was hand of the king or whatever. And then he goes back and chops off the Vulture King's. Is it the Vulture King? I think it's the Vulture King. Chops off both of his hands. He was like, yeah, one is for interest or whatever. And I'm sorry, I can't see behind me, so like this damn thing keeps on going off. Um, yeah. Let's see here. Sam R9 talking about looking forward to be back down to. Yo, man, listen, this whole quarantine thing has been a trip for real, for real. Oh yeah, and in case you're wondering, this is actually Cerebro Professor X because I know looking at it from the bottom, it looks like it's a White Walker or something like that, but no, this is actually X Men Cerebro. You know me with the hats. Um, all right, let's see here. Plexi Bertrand asks, "What are some areas of Song of Ice and Fire fandom where there's too little theorizing about and ripe for analysis? What has been overanalyzed has gone off the rails?" So, too little theorizing that could probably use more. I don't know. Maybe stuff having to do with a shy. I mean, don't get me wrong. It has been analyzed, but it hasn't been greatly analyzed. Mainly because it's not playing as large of a part in the story as we might have hoped with the whole thing with Melisandre. But then again, maybe when we get more about Melisandre, there'll be more talked about with regards to Ashai. And shout out to Kenny Moore. Um, and something that's been too overanalyzed. I would say either the Grand Northern Conspiracy has been a little too, you know, yeah, the Grand Northern Conspiracy has probably been beat to death, and maybe the involvement with Maesters killing dragons has been a little beat to death. I mean, at this point, it's pretty obvious that the Maesters did something to kill off the dragons. Jeff Thomas asks, you revamping the Hypes watch? Not revamping, just trying to get the band back together. You know, we're still all here, but you know, things aren't the same as they used to be. You know, but we're gonna try and bring it back better than ever. You know. All right, from Rod Rod, damn it. What topic are you most excited about diving into as part of your second coming? What character arcs are you most looking forward to? Um, so what am I most looking forward to diving back into? That is a good question. I mean, I've stepped away from it for so long that I honestly, I'll just have to pick it up organically and try to see what sparks my interest from there. Um, as far as a character arc in particular, um, and not because of where he ends up on the show, but because this is one of the things that uh, where a lot of other people are looking like, damn, like I had never even thought of that. Brand, Brand. I want to go back and see uh, if there's anything that I might have missed that I can add on to. I mean, like, yeah, we already know from the show, and also from confirmation from George that he does become king. Spoiler alert! But yeah, man, it's interesting to see how this all is gonna play out with him, you know, and what he will do. Look. I'm telling you, people, we're gonna find out that Bran is the one that fathered the Stark direwolves because he still has the break the third rule of warging, the unwritten rule that you are not supposed to mate with another animal while you're warged. He hasn't done that yet. He still has to do that. Mark my words. Shout out to AU Pack Mule in the building. Back to pack. All right. Uh, uh, let's see here. Let's see. Going off the rails. Only in deep. He says. Wow. See, I've never seen the whole thing about it from in Deep Geek saying that Arthur Dayne killed himself. You want to know? You want to know a secret? Hey, Northwest. Come on. I think Arthur Dayne is still alive. See now, here's the thing. You might be thinking, what? No, there's no way. It clearly says that Ned killed him at the Tower of Joy. Does it say that Ned killed him at the Tower of Joy? It says defeated. Defeated and killed are two different things. And then also, when it talks about when Ned, went to go see, Lyanna in the tower, it talks about when they found him. What does it say? I'm trying to remember the exact verbiage, but it's like when they found him, he was like, holding he was laying next to Lyanna in her bed of blood or whatever. I'm like, well, who was the they? The only person that was supposed to have known to survive was Howland Reed, but you can't say they for one person. They is more than one person. And before someone hits me and say, you're being anti, was non-binary or something like that. I'm talking about in the classical sense, not in anything that was made up in the past 5 years. Right? So, yeah, Arthur Dane killing himself. I I doubt it. Like I said, I think that Arthur Dane is alive and that he was badly injured, so much so that it was like, all right, well, we got to get him out of here. And you got to remember, he was a Rhaegar supporter, right? They were in Dorne, so it was like, okay, why have him leave Dorne? And then also, there hasn't been a Sword of the Morning, right? And I know Sword of the Morning is not a hereditary title, but we have Darkstar, who kind of like wants to be Sword of the Morning, but knows that he can't, right? It's like, why can't he be Sword of the Morning? People consider him to be, he's a pretty famous knight in Dorne, right? So why can't he be Sword of the Morning? Well, you can't be Sword of the Morning if Sword of the Morning, if the previous Sword of the Morning is still alive. Now, I could totally be wrong. I mean, this hat is made out of a lot of tinfoil, as you can see. Uh, you know, but I'm just saying, man, there's so much to the story. Remember, there's a lot that George refused to let be on screen, right? There's a lot that George was like, no, you cannot show that. Now, yeah, we did see Tower Joy supposedly. Um, and again, remember the verbiage that George uses is very specific, very very specific. You know, he doesn't say or doesn't have characters. Well, no, not that he doesn't. He doesn't put things in the books for no reason. If he says that someone was defeated versus killed, you know, I'm just saying. And he said Arthur Dane was defeated. He never said he was killed. All right. All right. Let me see if we got any more questions here because I see the chat moving. So, all right. All right. So, Samurai 9 asks, how do you feel about the theory that Starks are the most powerful magic people? And I guess this is a theory from, excuse me, theory from AK. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, think about it. With the exception of stupid little bird, who apparently is going to become queen in the north, supposedly. Uh, Sansa. Everyone else exhibited some sort of magical abilities in that particular generation. You know, so I mean, there's something to be said for that. It is valid. Tis a very valid theory, my lady. Jeff Thomas asked, "How would I have ended Game of Thrones?" Hmm. Ooh boy. Um. That is a good question. Um. I mean, look, given the actual ending, because I think it's going to wind up being very similar in the books in terms of where the characters actually are. How they get there, though, I think it'll be totally different. I don't know if I would have a fucking robot for King, though. Uh, you know, yeah, I don't know if I'd have a robot for the damn King. Hopefully, Bran is not going to be all. Yes, I can see everything now. I see the trees, the birds, the sky, the leaves, the water, everything. Do you want me to find the dragon for you? Like I really hope he's not gonna be like that in the books for real. Like that would just be fucking annoying. Seriously. And he's still a kid too, which is even crazier. Um I don't know if I would have ended it any different than the ending in terms of, like I said, where the actual characters landed. But come on. You're right there. What are you doing? Now once I think, oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if I would have ended it any differently in terms of where the characters landed. I just would have executed it differently so that it made more sense. All right. Hold on. Pretty sure I saw another question in there. So, AU is asking, am I still using the Blue Yeti? Um, from time to time. It depends on what I'm doing. I don't really use it for live streams because, for whatever reason, I just keep on getting a lot of interference and feedback electrically. So, but if I'm like recording a video, I might use it. Like something I'm gonna, something that I'm gonna take and edit. I'll use it for that. But like if it's like a live stream, then no, not really. Let's see. Yeah. Uh, I actually did, okay. So, uh, Son Santivia Major. I actually did do a video. It's a Gerald Dane video, and asked why is Gerald Dane the most dangerous man in Westeros, or something of that effect. I might have to go look for that one just to put it in the chat for you, so you guys can see it. In fact, hold on. Give me one. Give me 1 second. Let me try to see if I can find that video for you. Like I said, it's been so long. Where are you? Where are you? Gotta look for the picture of Darkstar. Time traveler. Yada 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 yada. Wow, I'm surprised. Yo, see, I'm tight. I'm kind of tight. Uh, because I made a video years ago called "What is Jon Snow's real name?" And yeah, man, that got like fucking no traction whatsoever. That's bullshit. But all right, whatever. Geraldine. Gerald Dane. I got two Gerald Dane videos. Actually, one is just a character profile, and then the other one is asking why is he so dangerous, and that is the one I'm looking for now. Oh, here we go. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys. So if you have not seen it, you can go and... Wait, what the hell? Did you not bring up the... Oh, give me 1 second. Try to do this damn thing. Didn't even bring up the link. I'm tight. Alright, so we're going to remove this one. And we're going to add this one. Right, so that's the link there. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, AU, the interference that you are hearing right now is probably because of the fan that is above me, and I have no idea where the hell I put the remote for the fan, so I can't even turn it off right now. Don Willie, Mr. Azora Hype, you are a genius. Apparently not. Alright, anyways, alright, so Scott McCloy asks, do you think Children of the Forest are going to be more important in the books? What could their end game be? I mean, their end game was to get rid of men, period, point blank. They created the White Walkers. Shout out to me for figuring that out. Let's see here. So yeah, they definitely want to get rid of men because men fucked up their world. That is their end game. Period. Point blank. Let's see here. Plexi Betrayan asked, if you could create a Game of Thrones spinoff, what would it be and who would you cast? Wow. Game of Thrones spinoff. I mean, I'd love to do Dunk and Egg. I'd love to do Dunk and Egg. Who would I cast, though? You know what? All right. Just to throw it out there, just to be crazy right now, we're going to cast Tom Holland as Egg. And for Dunk, who would I cast as Dunk? I don't know. How tall is John Cena? But I don't know if he'd be able to pull off the accent, though. That's the whole thing. Like, John Cena has that real kind of, like, New England accent. So I don't know. Renee M. of House Talk says, I really want Age of Heroes. Age of Heroes would be awesome. Age of Heroes would be very, very awesome. You know, to see, like, the Proto Starks, Proto Lannisters, and all that. Now, and it's funny because I was watching a video a little while ago, and I forgot the dude's name. But, Menard was leaving? Wait, Menard, no, why are you leaving? No. But, Auntie Menard, I'm glad to see you here. Come back. Come back. You gotta come back. Yeah. I know. No, John Cena. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a real tall, like, wrestler that could play, like, next to Tom Holland. You get, like, Tom Holland as Egg, and then, like, somebody real tall and muscular to be, Dunk. Remember, Dunk's got to be like, you know, 6 foot chains, damn near 7 feet. So I don't know who you get at that point for Dunk. Um, Age of Heroes. It was supposed to be a long night, and apparently they really fucked up with the long night because they wanted to make the children before us black people. I'm like, I'm sorry, what now? Like the children of the forest were black people, and then they turned into what the children of the forest became. I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't know who the fuck thought that was a good idea. Um, yeah, man, yeah. Casting is very hard though. Casting is very. I mean, because there's so many good actors out there, so many unknown actors. Very obscure. I mean, listen, who? I don't know how many of you have heard of Rory McCann before Game of Thrones. I know him from a couple of things, but I mean, didn't know him like that. Uh, Nikolai Costa Waldo, never heard of him before Game of Thrones. I knew of Lena Headey from what was it? From Judge Dredd, like the Dredd movie with Carl Urban, and also she was Sarah Connor in Sarah Connor Chronicles. Uh, I knew of Peter Dinklage from a couple of things. But somebody, I mean, everyone knows who the hell Sean Bean is. You know, like you can't tell me you've never heard of Boromir before. But like casting for so many other people, couldn't tell you. That's. All right, so Barrel Raider asks, "What do you think will happen to Mance?" And my take on the Pink Letter. Mance is a dead man sooner or later. Um, who wrote the Pink Letter? That is, I don't know. Tony Teflon seems to think that it's Stannis. You get some other people who think it is still, what's this guy? Ramsey. Others think it might actually be, like Reek, like has like a whatchamacallit have like a third personality, possibly. Theon. Um, it might have been somebody at the wall. Who knows? I mean, there's so many different things, honestly speaking. But yeah, nah, Mance is a dead man. Mance ain't surviving the story. Let's see here. Sam, yeah, I do believe that Jon Snow's name is not going to be Aegon in the books. That would make no fucking sense whatsoever. And to the people out there, like, oh man, Aegon, like, yeah, come on, man. That don't make no damn sense that you would have two brothers with the same name. Cousins with the same name, sure. You know, like a dude and his nephew having the same name. Okay, yeah, uncle nephew same name. Yeah, that happens. But fucking no, just no, not two brothers. Someone put Ethan Hawke as Egg. Ethan Hawke is a name I haven't heard of in a very long time. Jai Court. Oh God, no. Jai Courtney is Dunk. Come on, man. Why would you do that? Mm-mm. Yeah, no, not Jai Courtney. No, no. Need somebody who can actually act. Let's see here. Let's see here. Come on. You know. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna figure out how to keep that on one day. Wait, let's see. Two brothers have the same name when the wife, when the second wife wants to be surprised. Wait, what? Two brothers have the same name when the second wife wants to beef with the first. I don't know. You got me there. I have no idea. Ah, man, oh man. Um, Jeez. All right, all right, all right. Let's liven things up a little bit. Sound effects for no reason. Yeah, I know. I'm just acting up right now.
It's over 9,000!
All right, let's see here. What is this? Plex Bertrand says, uh, if you read about fundamentalist Mormons, it's common. Two different wives will pick the same name. I mean, okay, well, see, that's different. Those are half brothers, right? Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, okay, John and this dude would be. Yeah, but I don't. But see, here's the thing. I don't think Leanna would be that petty. And then also, yeah, because I mean, like, I don't think Leanna would be that petty. I mean, because I think that this was all kind of arranged, which is why there wasn't a big issue. It, at least it seemed. I don't know. For me, but mm yeah, and see, even Sam R9 brings up, it's thought that Elio was cool with Reagan and Rihanna. That's what I'm saying. All right, so Rod Damon says, assuming you've seen season 8, what was your favorite part? Ending you think? Let's see here. Ending you think was most true to the ending in the books? Um. All right, so my favorite part. My favorite part was Daenerys burning down King's Landing. And I know it sounds horrible, but it's my favorite part because I have been telling people for a while. I'm like, Daenerys is going to go Mad Queen. And people were saying, no, 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 never. She would never do that. And I remember, hey, and shout out to Sweet YFT and Nose because she actually went with me to, I think, season 6 premiere in the bar that I used to go and watch Game of Thrones at, right? And like I was watching the first few episodes of season 8 at the bar, and then I decided I'm going to watch, some of them at home. And that particular one was the one where I really wished I was at the bar because I would love to see everyone's faces them. People who have been arguing with me for years that no way does Daenerys go Mad Queen. Because I remember being at home, right, and it was Mother's Day. In fact, I was at home with my folks, and we were watching, and I just remember, the bells rung, and I'm looking at the look on Daenerys' face, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna do it, she's gonna do it, and when she goes down and starts running, I was like, yes, yes, I'm like, yes, I damn it, man, yes, I knew that was gonna happen. Shout out to Sarah Charles. Oh man, yeah. Shout out to Ann, Sweet YFT in the building. Um. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Wait. So wait. What was the other part to that question? The other part. There was another part to that question too. Let's see here. Um. I mean, like I said, I think the ending for the most part is going to be kind of the same in the books in terms of where the characters end up, just how they get there. I think is going to be a little different. Barrel Raider says you should bring back Ilio and Linda. Listen, man, those two are hard as hell to get in touch with. Like the fact that I was able to get them on, like I got them on my channel and then I got them on the Hype Squash channel was a fucking miracle. Like stars aligned, fucking moon turned blood red, and all other kinds of shit had to happen for that to go down. All right, I haven't seen them post on their channel in forever. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't really like tried to get in contact because I haven't really been doing shit. So if there's any way I can get them back on, I mean, I'll definitely try. You know, um, but yeah, it was a difficult task getting them to get on in the first place. So getting them on again, I don't know how possible that is, but I will try. Yeah, Rod, that was my favorite part of season 8. And it's funny because at the same time while I was going on too, I was also doing jury duty, right? So um I was the foreman for jury duty, and I was talking to people, about what was going on, blah blah blah. So it was back and forth what was going to happen, and I was like, I'm telling you, this is gonna things are not gonna end up well. You guys are not gonna be happy with how this ends off. Oh no, they're gonna make it spectacular. It's gonna be great. You're just being pessimistic just to be pessimistic. You gotta have faith that they're gonna do the right thing. I'm like, I have no faith in Dan and Dave. I haven't had faith in them in years. And then after the bells, I just remember, I was I'm sitting at the when you're the jury foreman on for those of you who don't know, if you live in a big city, you normally have a grand jury that looks over evidence before it goes to trial, right? So, um, so I was the foreman on the grand jury, and as the foreman, I get the paperwork I got to sign, and then I go through a list of charges and all that, and I asking people whether or not they're should we proceed to go to trial or dismiss the case. So we're sitting there waiting for our first case of the day, and I just remember people were filing in because I was usually one of the first 4 or 5 people there waiting for people to show up, right? And as a couple of people who I knew watch Game of Thrones come in, they're sitting there sulking with their head hanging down, and they see me, right? So I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And they're like, oh, they're looking at them like, oh, he's gonna fucking gloat. So I start playing Kelly Clarkson, A Moment Like This. oh, oh my god, I'm so fucking petty. So fucking petty. Like, oh, they were just like, oh, like they were looking at me like, oh, you are an asshole. Like, yes, I am. I totally am. Oh, oh my god. Well, yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Let's see here. Let's see, ending closer to. I think. Um, I think all the well, no. I think the only ending that probably damn, John going up north. I think definitely is gonna happen. Bran being king. Um, I don't know about Sansa becoming queen like that though. Like the North breaking away and being its own independent kingdom. That didn't make any sense to me because if that's the case, like you had the Iron Islands and Dorne, like two regions specifically that never really wanted to be under like the Seven Kingdoms like that. Dorne, which fought rebellions to never be in the Seven Kingdoms to begin with, and then the Iron Islands fighting rebellions to get away from the Seven Kingdoms. So I don't, you know, I don't know. Let's see. LT, you don't want to know where your dire wolves and dragons are. You really don't. Let's see here. Let's see, Plexi. I was on grand jury for like a month. I was on the month-long grand jury. All right. Scott McCloy asked, um, how much of an impact will young Griff have on Danny and John? Majority different from the show. Yeah, I mean, majorly different. Look, because I think that when Daenerys gets to Westeros, either young Griff is already going to be king, or he's going to be very close to taking over King's Landing. So it's either going to be a thing where she's going to show up like at the last minute, right before he's supposed to, like take over, and then it's going to be a thing where, you know, they have their back and forth and they figure out what are we going to ally or are we going to duke it out, or he's already going to be king, and it's going to be like think about how Danny was treating John that whole time when it was like, no, you can't let anybody know that you're the king because they want you to be the king regardless in his mind. She was all fucking Daffy Duck, mine. Um, so that's the whole thing you got to think about. It's like, does she go Daffy Duck on him or does she go Daffy Duck on John? She's gonna go Daffy Duck. Period. Point blank. It's just is it going to be on young Griff or is it going to be on John or is it going to be both? You know. Let's see here. Plexi. Yeah. Damn it. Stop it. Stop turning it off. Okay. Let's see here. Plexi Bertrand says, show kept telling us The pack survives. They have to stay together, but they all end up alone. Made no sense. Um. Well, I tried. I mean, I think that was supposed to be them putting the whole happy ending on. Like now that there's peace throughout Westeros, the pack doesn't have to necessarily stay together to survive. Because also you got to think about that the pack might stay together to survive, but at the end of the day, though, too, uh, wolves go out and form their own new packs after a while if they can. So I think that's uh, what they were trying to display more than anything else. Let's see here. So I just meant since the characters aren't in the same places. Um, I mean, look, I think the characters. And this is for Sam R9. I think the characters are going to be pretty much in the same places, except, like I said, I think that I take issue with the whole thing of Sansa being able to break away the North independently, and that not be a problem with the other seven kingdoms wanting to secede. Well, I don't know. That's the only issue I have. Let's see here. Jake Cruz says the problem with grand juries and preliminary hearings is they don't want to put it on themselves, so they pass it down to another jury. Well, no, see, because here's the grand jury, right? So the grand jury is just whether or not you should even move forward with a trial. Is there enough evidence presented by the state that this should move forward to be heard by a judge and by a jury who has the power to either acquit or convict, right? Uh, like when I was on the grand jury, for the most part, I could say out of like we heard, I don't know how many damn cases. It was like so rapid fire with a lot of this stuff that out of the cases that we did hear, I think there literally was like one or maybe two at most that we were like, okay, we're gonna, dismiss the case. There might have been charges on a particular case where we're like, okay, well, you should move forward on that charge, move forward on that charge. This one, you're overcharging them. Like, this is irrelevant. You just put this in there, as a lesser included on some bullshit. This charge is too high. We don't think that they did that. But, okay, we'll let this one go. We'll let that one go. Like, it was, like, we literally had one, maybe two cases at most where it was like, okay, yeah, no, this, like, there's no way that with what you presented to us, that you hand this off to another jury for a trial. And remember, and at this point, we're only hearing the state side. We're not even hearing the defense at all. The grand jury, you do not hear the defense unless the defendant has signed a waiver to waive their rights so that they can testify for themselves. And sometimes it's better to take it to trial. Oh my God. Look, I'm not allowed to speak on specific details of the cases that I did see, right? Like, for grand jury, you're never allowed to actually speak on specific details of a case. But what I will give you is an overview of one case where a guy gets pulled over by plainclothes cops, undercovers, whatever you want to call them. They find a gun on him, and this guy doesn't want to go to jail, so he fabricates a story that they didn't find the gun on him. They found the gun under the seat of the car. They put him in the back of the car, and then when they found the gun, they yelled gun, and then he was in his friend's car, and so his friend was like, "Hey, do me a favor and say the gun was yours, because I don't want to go to jail." This is the story. Now, mind you, again, you waive your rights. You go, you sit. I was the guy swearing people. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, I do. Okay, sit down, tell your story. So that's the story he told, and the body cam told a totally different story. Police, I'm like, how stupid do you have to be? The cop had the freaking body camera sitting in the middle of his chest, like this. Body camera sitting right here, and there's four of them. There's four guys with body cameras literally sitting in the middle of their chest. But he was high. He was high. He had been smoking weed, and he probably missed the big freaking thing sitting right in the middle of the cop's chest, pointing right at him as they pulled him out the car. Oh no. So, and it was one of those things where, like, the story sounded plausible because, there's a lot of times when you hear about, okay, well, accessory or conspiracy to commit such and such, or in concert with, all right, we found the gun here, but since the gun was in the possession of such and such, then technically it's still considered to be on your person. Yeah, no, this wasn't the case. Like, it sounded believable for a moment that, yeah, they found the gun under his seat. Since you were sitting there, your gun. But no, that wasn't the case at all. Like, the gun was in his waistband, and they yelled gun because it fell out of his waistband onto the floor, and they picked it up. So, obviously it was like, oh man, sorry, dumbass, you're going to trial. And the funny thing is, we could hear him outside, like after he testified or whatever. He's like, oh, so can I go home now? And we're sitting in the jury, like inside not even inside the jury, inside the courtroom, and we all look at each other like, oh no, his dumb ass ain't going home. Yeah, so it is what it is. All right, Curtis Williams asked, do you feel like Feast of Crows and Dance with Dragons disrupted the story as a whole? I don't know that it disrupted the story, but because George is a gardener and not an architect, he decided, I'm just gonna let it, I'm gonna let the story write itself. I know where I wanted to be by the end, but since he just kind of went off on tangents for certain things, it kind of seemed like it did derail it because he was supposed to originally have like a 5-year jump as well. And now, because he doesn't have that 5-year jump, characters have to learn things a lot faster than they were supposed to. And they're still going to be a lot younger than they were supposed to be when they make it to the end of the story as well. So And then there's the whole thing of he said there's still supposed to be multiple people who sit the Iron Throne before the end, and you only got 2 books left. You know, uh, one speculation is that Stannis is going to wind up becoming king for a short time. The speculation, at least my speculation, that Littlefinger will become king for a short time. Obviously, Daenerys, what's Daenerys and freaking young Griff. You know, is John gonna sit the throne at least for a little while? My man Tony Teflon says nope, can't have a corpse king. Technically, John did die, so right? Oh man, all right, Renee M. Have a good night. Thank you for joining me as always. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. So Samurai 9 brings up some good points. Sansa isn't with Ramsay, she's in the Vale. That's Jane Poole. Rickon won't play out the same way. But I think, Rickon might still wind up dying uh, either way. Like, there's been speculation by people for years that when what's this guy? Davos. That when Davos gets to Skagos, that he's gonna find out that that this dude is already dead. Um, yeah. So I don't know, man. Brian Jensen, what's going on? Long time no see. Um, yeah, and unfortunately, yeah. Listen, the finale of Game of Thrones was an absolutely abysmal thing. I mean, and it's funny because it's like, to a certain extent, it didn't start off that bad, right? But then as they just kept on, uh, uh, going through and snowballing, by the time you get to the council scene not the council scene, but like where they're gonna have the election at the end where they decided they're gonna make Bran king. I'm like, how does no one? I mean, was everyone scheming against John? Because literally no one there says, hey, technically you have the actual king locked up right now. Technically, Daenerys was the usurper and not John. So technically, he had, by birthright, he actually had grounds to kill her. Was it right? No, it's kinslaying. Kinslaying is, frowned upon, yada yada yada. But it is what it is. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Teflon of Teflon TV. What's going on, bro? Glad to see you here. Yeah, man. So, there was so much wrong that was done with the ending of Game of Thrones. Let's see. J. Cruz says, "I don't see Grey Worm agreeing to that." No, I understand. I'm not saying a Grey Worm would agree, but the fact that no one who was there said, "Hey, you have the actual king locked up," like the fact that no one even mentioned that to me was one of those things where it's just like, Really, so we're just gonna skip over this. We're just gonna pretend like this isn't even happening. Okay, you know, um, it is what it is. That's what they decided to do. That's what they did. You know, I don't like it. It wasn't right. You know, had me sitting up there like, but it is what it is. You know. Let's see here. Drunken Mumble says shorter list. If it would be even long, what would be what would be the ending? Huh? What would be the ending done right? Interesting. I mean, for one, you know, like I said, I have no problem with Bran becoming king, but I think the logic behind it was kind of flawed. It was like, oh, he went north of the wall and came back. He was broken. He's still broken, but he's a fucking half vegetable, but he knows shit, so you should make him the king. All those who agree, Bran the Broken. Like, really, that's your rationale is because he survived the White Walkers that like three quarters, like fucking most of these people have never even seen. You know, other than Grey Worm and like fucking what Bronzion Royce, nobody else who was sitting on that council had seen the White Walkers. Oh, and Samuel Tarly. Yeah, all right, no, yeah, the Starks, Sam, and Bronzion Royce. You know, nobody else there had seen the White Walkers. Not the new Prince of Dawn, whoever the fuck he was. Not dumbass looking Edmure Tully. And it's funny, like, I just think, like, I feel bad for the guy who plays Edmure. Because I'm pretty sure, like, when he went to audition for whatever things, he was just probably sitting up there, like, he sent in his photos and he's done all this theatrical acting, went to theater classes to be a fine thespian of the stage and screen. And somebody was probably looking like, doesn't he just like a dude that you just want to punch in the face? Yeah. We're just going to cast him as that guy. And because damn near everything he's cast in, right? So here he's Edmure Tully. He was in Rome as Brutus, right? As Brutus, he was a dude that you wanted to punch in the face, and then he killed Caesar, and you really wanted to punch him in the face. And there was something else recently too that I was just like, damn, he's just gonna be the guy who just always, is perpetually like, oh hey, yes, this yes him, yeah, punch him in the face, that guy. Well, I don't know, man. There wasn't much that they did right other than John going north of the wall. And Arya going Westeros. You know what? That's a spinoff I'd love to see. Like the descendants of Arya, like if she had kids, like when she went west of Westeros, what did she find? Are the descendants of the Starks? Do they still call themselves Starks? Do they know anything about Westeros? That would be an awesome one. because it would be totally disconnected from the story. You know, it'd be a new set of first men. You know, so I'd love to see that. Like that's something I would love to see. What's the Westeros is a spinoff? Shout out to Linda R. What's going on? And also shout out to Vanessa Amnesty. Let's see here. Okay, so Plexibetran asks, what does your end of series small council and government leadership look like? I mean, based on what we have, um, hmm, that's a good question. Look, obviously, not gonna have democracy overnight, right? But if you had some, like, if they had like a republic, Jay Cruz, what's up, man? Holla at you. Thanks for coming by. Um, if they had some form of like republic, maybe, right? Or something with like yeah, I would say some form of republic, some form of republic where you'd have like the lords uh, still running things or whatever, but there would be a little more power on the side of the common people. Uh, but then again, look, but it also would have to do with the fact that I would have had the White Walkers ravage a lot more of Westeros. Like the White Walkers definitely would have made it like, you know, if not to King's Landing, very, very close. It would have had to been a thing where it's like, hey, well, you know what? Um, people are very, very aware that the White Walkers are a real thing. And Westeros would have had to band together. It wouldn't have been, okay, we defeated the White Walkers and now we get to fight amongst each other with this. Um, so that would have been my big difference because I think at the end of it, they would have had a uh, more cohesive union for the entire continent, as opposed to it being like, all right, well, you Northerners, you crazy Northerners. I said you fought a bunch of undead monsters. And you people from the Vale, look, we already know you people from the Vale are a little tenuous anyway. So, we're not sure how much we believe in you on that one. You know, so that's my whole thing. Like, I would have had it where, like, the whole of Westeros would have definitely banded together. And at the end of it, it'd be like, all right, we need to form a cohesive unit as to not have to worry about any outside threats ever again. But that's just me. So Plex, I actually have not seen or read Dune. I've not read Dune. Heard it's a good book series. I might have to hit up Quinn's page for some cliff notes because Quinn, formerly Ideas of Ice and Fire, now Quinn's Ideas, he definitely has been big on covering that. So maybe I'll need to hit up his page just for the Cliff Notes version and then try to dig into Dune a little later. I don't know. I need another book series to get into as well, man. Something I can talk about that nobody's like a good book series that no one is really talking about. You know, because I mean, look, A Song of Ice and Fire will be here for a while. And, it's funny because especially with the whole COVID-19 thing going on, uh, the fact that we don't really have a date on the books is kind of a little disturbing to me because I'm like, look, George is an older man. Uh, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about how he's not in shape. Fuck it, I'm not in shape, okay? Uh, but it's like, what the fuck else do you have to do? Seriously, look, my job right now, I work from home, right? Because they don't want me going around. Because like I said, I work for the New York City Housing Authority. There are 300 and some change public housing developments in the city. They don't want me or people from my team, which is a very small team, going around to all of these different housing developments and possibly picking up uh, picking up coronavirus from one place and then taking it somewhere else. So right now they got us working from home, um, doing lectures. Like I'm doing freaking lecturing people on this. And so one of the things that, part of it is people who are at the highest risk of getting the coronavirus and suffering from very severe symptoms from it. And one of the groups is people who are aged 65 and older, and another one of the groups people who are severely obese. And I don't know if George will fall into the severely obese category, but we know he is in the category of age 65 and older. So the question is, with the fact that every convention has been canceled, like there are no damn conventions, right? There's no book signings he can go to, right? Uh, this is the perfect time for you to sit down and fucking concentrate. And in the words of what was that one dude, cut off sleeves, redneck guy? Get her done, get her done, just get her done, goddamn it, right? I don't understand like why that hasn't been the case yet. I mean, and especially because this has been going on, since January. So we got, 5, 6 months where, like, come on, like you're talking about, you're barreling through it. Like, what are you lost on? Like, is it really that hard? Is it? Uh, you know, is it to the point where maybe you need to turn it over to someone else? Because he was talking about he's astounded by how Stephen King is able to churn out all these books, and Stephen King's been doing it since like what the '60s or '70s or whatever. Um, and yet like all he has to do is two more books in the Song of Ice and Fire series, and you know the rest of it is just novellas. After that, you don't like nobody is expecting you know any more 500, 600 page books after this, except for Fire and Blood, which apparently Fire and Blood is pretty much done. It's just that you know Fire and Blood is pretty much done. The only reason why it's not being published is because it's like it's gonna spoil things. Uh, it's gonna wind up spoiling things that he doesn't want spoiled yet, which is why he uh, cut it off where he did. So I don't know. I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do. But I really wish that he would you know get it done already. So Samurai9 says JD would suggest Wheel of Time. Okay. Let's see here. The Land. Never heard of The Land. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. The whole protesting thing ain't helping the infection rate either. Masks don't make you immune. They just make, and they make sure you, yeah. I mean, but again, you know, like I said, what is this? New Mexico is COVID-19 hot zone right now. Confirmed case rate is going up. They're still planning for partial reopening. Yeah, man. Again, I don't know what his deal is. Um, he just doesn't want 8 books. I mean, listen, if he's got to make, you know, if you got to make the 8, you got to make the 8. Let's see here. Borneo says just put out 2 volumes of the Winds of Winter. uh, uh, Same Orion says those books are done. He just can't edit or consolidate it. It's just too long. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Plexis asked, "Do you ever aspire to write a novel or comic?" Uh, I do. You know, I do. Um, I mean, I used to draw a lot, and it's funny because I had like I don't know. I've been coming up with ideas for things, and I need to really actually I need to actually to actually sit down and put these things in use. Like I had an idea for a cartoon that would probably be one of the most ridiculous cartoons of all time. Could only air on Adult Swim or on YouTube, kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure people would find it offensive as all hell because it's nothing but stereotypes. but but I would hope that they would find the humor in making fun of these stereotypes and not just be like, oh my god, I can't believe you know you made something like this. So I actually, yeah, I want to get on that. I don't know if anyone knows any animators. Anyone who, if you know any animators, tell them to hit me up. You know, because that's the thing I want to do. Like that's the big thing. Share Charles. Have a good night. You know, man. yeah, I really can't wait for this whole thing to be over so we can start kind of. I want to go to some conventions. I want to meet people again. You know, I've met a few people in the fandom, such as Sarah Charles, AK, Sweet YFT. You know, uh, Aziz from History of Westeros. Yeah, yeah. You know, there's been a few people I've actually met that I like hanging out with, and I can't wait till we get back to being able to do that again. But Val does animation. I have to hit her up. I haven't talked to Val in a while. I didn't know Val did actual. I didn't know that Val actually did animation though. I know she does stuff with computers, but I didn't know that she did animation. So I don't know. I'll hit her up and ask. I mean, I wanted something that's a little more traditional animation though. Like if it's like CG models, like like Clone Wars or something like that. I really wouldn't want that. I'd rather it be like what I'm looking for is something kind of akin to Rick and Morty, uh, in terms of animation style, but the subject matter would totally not be that. It'd be like I'm looking to make a very ridiculous superhero cartoon, my own superhero. Since I don't have the name copywritten and trademarks, logos, and all that, I'm not gonna put that out there yet. But yeah, because who knows? You guys might not see, but somebody else be on and just look at the stream and be like, "Oh my god, yeah, oh really? Wait, no, buffering. Why? Yeah, wow. Yeah, this is starting to give me issues. I'm looking at it now. Okay, yeah, it just came back. I don't understand what. Yeah, it does that sometimes. You know what it is? It's almost at the 2 hour mark. That's why. So like it kind of it starts doing that. Yeah, I'm actually going to wrap this up. I actually went longer than I was planning on. Um, yeah, so I'm looking at trying to make an Adult Swim style cartoon, if anything. Um, so look, I'm actually gonna wrap this up. Um, I am very um. Oh wow, lost me for 2 minutes. Damn, that's crazy. Uh, yeah. Look, thank you to everybody who came in tonight. This was great. I know I was kind of rusty since I haven't done this in a very long time, but next time I will be more polished. Uh, yeah, and again, if this is your first time finding me, thank you. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Um, Make sure to follow me on the Twitter. You see the name I Don Willie down there. Um, yeah, I am very, very grateful to everyone who's been supporting me throughout my journey, and I'm gonna try to, make your investment in time worthwhile. All right, so we're gonna try to get back to my regularly scheduled thing Thursday nights, maybe 8 p.m. Eastern, somewhere around abouts. All right. So it'll be Ice and Fire Opinions, Fire and Blood, the Reign of Annie's the First. That'll be the next one up. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some other things done in the meantime. Uh, yeah, it's been a while. Uh, Thank you for again for all the support you guys have shown me. Uh, yeah, and man, rate, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and come back for more. That has been my time. Uh, and I forgot how the damn outro goes because it's been so long. But yeah, my name is Don Willie, and I'm saying Vala Doharis. See you next week.